unqualified morons playing tabletop. This is the Gateway Gamers podcast.
Ho, 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 and welcome to the Gateway Gamers podcast. I am Brian Marvel, here with my host.
Yeah, I thought you were Santa.
No, here with my host, RP
I'm going to tell you everything I wanted for Christmas.
No, what do you want? What
do I want?
Yeah, give me two things.
Bucket list, you know what I want? I want this Lego Sanctum Sanctorum.
Okay.
$250 price point. Is that for a Lego set? I can't ask for that.
You can for Santa, though.
Santa could, because
I'm saying, if you have two...
He would pay his elves less than $250 to make it.
These are your two Santa wishes. If you're
My
on Santa's lap.
Well, obviously, end world hunger, for sure. I'm a nice person.
It's dumb.
That's a good question. Because I like to ask for games and movies and stuff. That's typically what I like to ask for. I did ask for a new laptop.
Okay, new laptop.
So I'll say a new laptop.
And then Lego Sanctum Sanctorum, you said already.
Yeah,
there you go.
There you go. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah, like a PS5.
Or a fun thing would be the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special Funkos. I've never wanted something more.
Oh, Audrey, listening. Producer Audrey, give him a thumbs up.
I tried to convince her the other night. So PS5.
PS5 for me, and then that Lego Office set.
Okay.
Which I haven't seen yet, but as soon as I see it, I'm buying it.
Very
But
cool.
I'm pretty sure it's out.
Not like a house? Like you wouldn't ask Santa for a house?
Like a Lego house?
No.
Oh, forget it. So Megan and I are looking for a house currently, and it's a disaster. If you know the housing market,
yeah,
it's
a
better off building a Lego house.
It's a bleep show.
Yeah.
It really is.
No, not a house, though.
I love the holidays. I love Christmas. And I would understand if people love whatever holiday they celebrate. And as I've gotten older, of course I love getting gifts. Who doesn't love getting gifts? But I really enjoy giving gifts. And I hope all of our listeners do as well. And you can give us the gift of 5 stars.
Oh, going in the beginning.
On Apple Podcasts. Yeah, because sometimes people might think the episode's over and skip to the end. But you can give that. You can give Previously Recorded and Gateway Gamers merch to people.
On our TeePublic?
On our TeePublic store.
If you're listening, it won't arrive by Christmas. If
no,
you're listening to this episode now, but whenever.
You can print a picture out of it and tell people, hey.
Yeah, shirt's on your way.
And then send them the link.
Yeah.
But no, I actually really enjoy, as I've gotten older, I enjoy giving a lot. And so the time leading up to the holidays is great because I get excited to give people the gifts that I've gotten them. And I don't need a big reaction because I feel awkward. Like when somebody gives me a gift.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a good gift receiver.
No, because I'm like, oh, this is awesome. But then it's like, oh, am I showing it? I like it enough. So,
Well, wait till you have a kid because that's where I'm at, where it's just now that he's slowly.
Well, once I have a kid, first off, my parents are very gracious to us and generous. And I just have this feeling that once I have a kid, it's going to stop, and all the gifts are going to go to him. That's why I keep telling Audrey, I'm not ready yet.
So we put up our tree the weekend before Thanksgiving already, and he hugs it. So it's all right, he's starting to understand Christmas.
Yeah.
We read him a Santa book every once in a while before bed, so he kind of gets it. He calls him Christmas. He doesn't know. He doesn't say Santa. He goes, oh, Christmas.
All he's missing is father.
Yeah.
And it's there.
So it's nice, but he's also dumb enough where we just started taking some of his cars and trucks, and we're gonna wrap them and re-gift them, and he'll get excited
from you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, but he'll get excited and be like, oh, and
then that gives him some newer gifts from Santa to open.
Yeah, and then he likes Hot Wheel cars, so it's I could just buy him
a bunch of Hot Wheels,
$10 worth of Hot Wheel cars, wrap them in 10 different boxes, and on the gram and Facebook, I'm going to look like the greatest father of all time. Look at all these gifts I got Oliver.
Well, now I'll know your secret.
Yeah.
So I'll be curious to see what Santa brings him, because I already know what his parents are getting him.
Yeah, so Christmas it's getting better. I think for a while, it was just all right, it's Christmas. But now once you have a kid and just kind of
it's my favorite.
Change.
It's my favorite season. It's not today. I spent the day putting up. We're recording this way before this episode drops. Spent the day putting up my Christmas lights, and I had a great time. Put the music on. I just love.
I love the music.
Love the holiday season. I tried to get my on my birthday to listen to Christmas music, and Audrey was like, "No, turn this off."
Did you listen to any Avatar soundtrack music?
Well, yes. I just came back from Pandora, actually, in the Walt Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
I had a very nice trip with my family. I went to Universal and Disney for the Christmas time, and I did visit the world of Pandora.
Man, they really sunk their money into that. Oof.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I know, but it's
It's
sort of interesting.
I always said, and I've been to Pandora a couple times. Hate the movie. Well, now this time I felt like better because I was able to speak Navi to the cast members,
Yeah.
like, and they were like, "Oh, right away, sir. Oh,
Yep.
you want a green beer? Yeah, fine. They're apricot beer. The most awesome, not the most awesome land expansion in theme parks, but like for one that I was like, why the hell did they buy that?
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome, and I don't like the movie at all, as I've said previously. I don't like the movie at all. I don't care for it. But the food in Avatar is awesome. The drinks are awesome.
I guess that's why.
Yeah, and the ride is the main
Yeah.
ride. The boat ride's stupid, but it's cool if you wait like maybe 10 minutes for it. But you're gonna wait longer or pay for it. Where Flight of Passage is incredible. That's like one of the top Disney rides.
It's just interesting because I just rewatched. They put out Zootopia like shorts.
Yeah.
So I was watching with my son. And I was like, oh yeah, Zootopia.
Great-
Like that's
great
a movie.
movie.
I forgot how great that movie is.
Yeah,
like wildly underrated how good that movie is.
It's funny you say that. We watched my niece about a month ago, and we watched that with her. And I was like, I saw that in theaters, and I liked it.
Hey, I
And
did too.
but
I just kind of forgot about it.
I hadn't watched it since.
Yeah.
So then I put it on, and I was like, damn, this is a good movie. And
Yeah.
Audra's like, I've never seen this.
It's
This movie's great.
Made for Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, it's and of course they're bringing it to Tokyo because Tokyo likes to spend money,
Yeah.
where Disney here does it. What
As of now.
it's going to change. I'm telling you, it's going to change. Bob Iger.
Bob
Thank you.
Paycheck's gone.
Bob Paycheck's gone. Bob Iger's back.
That reign of Iger.
But it is. It's built for the Animal
Yes.
Kingdom, which Joe Rohde might tell you differently. But
Joe Rohde's out
Imagineer,
anyway.
he's gone.
He's gone.
But
But I
perfect.
thought I
and
was
then,
like,
when they went with Avatar, which I get, Avatar connects with nature, connects with.
but it's like you could have built a cool like ride, like almost like a Star Wars ride, where it's like you build a police station and then you go with Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde to chase down a criminal, and you have it going through like the 8 different
Which would be cool.
areas, and each time you ride it, they go through a different like Arctic
Star
one,
Tours?
like
You
yeah,
remember Star
exactly.
Tours?
Like I thought that could be
Well,
interesting.
that's why I like Flight of Passage, because it's for all ages. Where some of those rides can be more geared towards kids, where like no thrill rides. Where the Flight of Passage it's a simulation, but
Yeah.
it feels like it's great for a 65-year-old or a 10-year-old. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it was weird, and it's because they didn't have Harry Potter because they passed on it.
Harry
like
Potter.
idiots, Harry Potter, and that was their response to get in their, in their defense, it's the biggest movie of all time, which
Because
is
it got re-released
which is
30 times.
Yeah, which is, I don't know how as a culture, as a world, I feel about that. I would feel, but then again, people would say, why is a comic book movie the second biggest movie of all time? And I'm also kind of over James Cameron, but because he's kind of a whack job.
Yeah, he just says dumb stuff.
And
Like,
people are like, "Oh yeah, you're awesome," because Avatar's not original. Sure, the designs and the looks are, but the story's not original whatsoever. Anyway, as I digress, we're
Yeah.
a theme park we're a I
oh,
wish we
oh,
were.
oh.
I wish we were.
This is a
Board game
podcast where I introduce my
I don't even
friend
know.
RP.
Oh, because I was just in Disney.
Yes.
It
I
was
introduced
a
my
great
friend
time.
RP to board games.
And we speak Navi.
Yeah, either through my collection, hopefully, or through a new game, because we originally...
I don't remember the last time we went through your collection.
that would purge my games.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well, the last 2 games, the Bears and Bees and Gnoming Around, they were from my collection.
They were sent to us.
They were through my collection. They stay. They are staying.
But I mean your old collection.
Oh, I purged. I did a big purge. Big time.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I am too. So's my wife. But then I brought in 13 more games. I got rid of 5, brought in 13 more.
Hey,
so.
as long as you're not spending too much dinero, it don't matter.
Yep, I am.
Then it matters, yeah.
Cut that,
aren't
Bruce
you-
Aldrin. My wife listens now. So, like I said, board game podcast. We also love Disney, so we go off on tangents. But we are primarily for board games. Are you ready for this?
And it's a
episode?
holiday season,
Yes.
so we are theming holiday. Yeah, it's a
I'm not
holiday.
supposed to know the game though.
Come on, it's the episode before Christmas.
Yeah, I know. You know what it is.
I
'cause
know.
It's,
I know what it is.
it's the hotness.
I assume. Let's just put it this way. I assume I know what it is.
If you had to
However,
guess. What?
no. No
Okay.
guessing.
Oh,
No guessing.
Okay, all right.
Please reveal from our Rescue X
Rescue X themed.
reveal
Bag.
bag. Drum roll, please. and it is the Kickstarter exclusive Santa versus Krampus Dice Throne, and that was my guess. So, great game, perfect for the season.
If you're a listener, you know that we have been hot.
Welcome
Dice
to
Throne.
welcome to the Dice Throne Gamers
Yep.
podcast.
Since the summer when we
Yeah, it's a
kind
great
of
game.
discovered it. So it's been 6 months of Dice Throne. We covered season 1 re-rolled. We covered the Marvel. I don't have any of season 2 yet.
Or adventure.
Or adventure. And then I kickstarted this in July when they announced they were doing a Kickstarter in July. It came in November. It was the quickest turnaround
Love that,
for a Kickstarter that I ever had.
and we love them.
Yeah, I absolutely love Krampus. Not in the game, in the sense of the world. I learned about Krampus kind of like 7 or 8 years ago. There's a book by this guy named Brom, who's an artist, and I just found it at Barnes & Noble, and the cover just grabbed me, and I grabbed the book, and it's just about, like, Krampus being freed in this town full of, like, it's just like a backwards town of, like, drug addicts and, like, the mob, kind of, and this one guy just comes across Krampus, and he is Krampus' servant, and he's trying to kill Santa, and it just becomes this giant adventure. Since then, I've loved Krampus. They came out with a movie that was okay. I have the Funko Pop. Like, anything with Krampus, I'm all about. So once they said, like, Santa vs. Krampus, I was like, Dice Throne, Krampus, I'm there. Insta back. I think it came in at like $45 after shipping and everything. So it was basically MSRP plus a little shipping. You said it's exclusive to Kickstarter. I think it will be in retail. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's the plan. So this was an insta back.
Yeah, I would have backed that too, but I might pick that up in the store. If it does come to store, I would 100% get this because I'm already jonesing for more. I've played almost everybody from the Marvel one, and this is perfect for the season. Just like I know how you love Krampus, there is now kind of there was a movie that was made about Krampus. You know, I first learned about Krampus from The Office.
Okay,
Belschnickel, which I still call Krampus, which may not actually be accurate.
It is. It's the same, yeah.
And then Violent Night's coming out, or has already come out. I just haven't seen it yet, which is essentially David Harbour's, badass Santa.
Yeah.
Which I really want to see. It looks great. And I've heard great things. I've heard it's a ton of fun. But this is perfect for the holiday.
Yeah. And then it's like we talked, so we aren't going to give a full rundown of gameplay. We're just going to kind of cover the characters. We have covered, as we said, more of the gameplay
if you want to learn
in previous episodes, so you can go back to those.
Yep, if you want to learn how it's played, go back to our Dice Throne Season 1.
Yep, re-rolled episode.
Which is a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Check that out.
But we will be covering the two characters and what they do. So Santa's complexity level is a 3, and then Krampus is like a 4. So they're very basic characters. I've played with my wife a bunch of times, who, like I said, loves this game, so it adds to why this game is so big in my collection. She smashed me with Santa multiple times because I needed to master Krampus.
Yeah.
And he's not bad, but It's
Santa, man.
Like broken.
It's Santa, man.
So, you ready to try him out?
Absolutely.
All right.
Let's jingle all the way.
Let's ho, ho, ho. And we're back.
Yeah, we are back.
Yeah. If you can't notice, we sound a little bit different. So, producer Audra is on the naughty list because she lost the second half of the episode.
I mean, as a podcaster, it's the worst, your worst fear, losing. But luckily enough, Bryan and I are experts at this point and can just hop on and talk about the game again because we love to talk about board games on our board game podcast.
Yep, and this is not the first time this has happened, so we're pretty adept at this.
Did it happen before?
Yeah, we lost an episode completely. We had to re-record.
Oh, yes, I do remember
the lost
that.
episode.
Who can forget that of the original summer, the first summer of this podcast? Who could forget? But bumps and bruises along the way associated with play, as Coach Mike Tomlin always says, and it happens.
So when we last left off, we were getting ready to play Dice Throne Santa vs. Krampus. That's what we're talking about today. Um,
Ho ho ho! I was
ho ho
Santa Claus.
ho. So I already know your first impression. Tell everybody what your first impression of these characters were.
Oh, I love these games, and as we talk about all the time with Dice Throne, I love Dice Throne, and this little holiday overlay I thought was awesome. It's not my favorite, and I don't know if I owned it, how often I would play it. But for the holiday season, it's perfect. It's awesome. And yeah, I'm sure if you brought this over in December, I would absolutely play this all the time. However, maybe Christmas in July once in a while. But if
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play Dice Throne, this probably won't be my go to. However, it's good. It's good. And it actually does. Santa did remind me, at least his board layout, a little bit like, who was it?
Barbarian.
No, yeah, a little bit, I guess, to Barbarian, but mainly from the Marvel. I think it's Scarlet Witch, like in terms of like getting the matching of one of them, and then you roll again. I think it's either Scarlet Witch or Doctor Strange. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but he reminded me of that, and then there were some unique things with him as well, in terms of like the hot cocoa cards, like rolling the hot cocoa. Um, or I'm sorry, eggnog. Sorry, I'm a hot
Yeah,
cocoa guy. I'm not an eggnog person. Um,
it's Coco. We call it Coco. I think
Yeah,
everyone
well, yeah,
probably will.
because it looks like a cocoa mug, a little bit, but yeah, I liked it. I thought it was cool. Theming was great. Art was awesome, and there's like a kind of like a warrior kind of look to Santa that
Yeah,
I really enjoyed. And then it's Dice Throne, so naturally, we love it. So
yeah,
that was my overall opinion of the game. And despite beating Krampus, because Santa always wins, um, I did really enjoy playing this game with you.
yeah. The I've played this a few times now, more than you. Played with my wife. I played in my gaming group, and Santa generally pretty much wins. I don't think I've won as Krampus yet against Santa. I've beaten him against other characters, but not against Santa. Santa heals, man. In this game, if you can heal, like that's a godsend. Like that's
Yes,
really
it is.
important to this game.
It's not just defending, like being able to defend pretty well and then heal is just a testament, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It's really really good for your game.
Yeah, he gets those eggnogs quick and he heals with them. Like he's really good. He's really simple, but he's like really effective in his healing. And then
Yeah, and then not even in just the healing, like with rolling, like his status effect tokens are pretty good. Like, and we'll get to that in a moment, but like that, I found that very beneficial to when we played. I can cover it right now.
yeah,
Certainly
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about it.
Let's just dive in.
All right. So Santa has the cheer status effect token, which if I have this token, which you get from rolling, I can spend one to re-roll any of my dice, or one like re-roll one of any of my dice, or spend three to change any one of them dice to a six. So if you play this game, you know how beneficial being able to change dice and not having to spend a status effect, or not having to spend a card or waste any points, and just kind of be able to spend these cheers is super beneficial in playing Dice Throne.
Hmm.
His other one was the Eggnog, which was kind of just an attack modifier. You could deal undefendable, or you could heal and gain one combat point, or gain a card, which was good. But I'll take Cheer any day over the Eggnog / Hot Cocoa. Um,
Yeah, I mean the good thing about him is how easily he gets both.
mm-hmm.
Like almost every part of his board, he in some way gets a cheer, gets a an eggnog. Like he constant. There's not a point where he doesn't have enough
Something.
tokens to do what he needs to do, which is really effective for him because it's he controls the board like kind of.
So since we only played this a handful of times, and then we've played the other Dice Thrones, but you have played this exact version a decent amount more than
Mhm.
we have together. Do you think Santa is too OP? OP meaning
No,
overpowered.
I think I think against Krampus he's a bit much, but I don't think so because he's gone. I've had him go up against other characters and they wipe the floor with him. It's just
Okay.
he's a really good basic character, like the barbarian. The barbarian can be really effective if he's played right. So he's a good basic starter character. He's a great character. Santa's a great character to be like, listen, here's a character. I think him and Barbarian are just simple. You kind of can figure out what to do real easily, and they're effective with what they do. And I think
Hmm.
that's what Santa is. Santa could be a powerhouse if you play him the right way, if you get good rolls. And I think that's what we kind of talked about with this game, where it any one of these characters can be really well played, but it's really luck. Like you could strategize as much as you want. If you don't have the rolls, then you're not getting what you need.
As any dice related
Yeah.
game, it's luck. Um, okay,
But
well, I
but
mean that's a good perspective on it. However, for our audience again, I can't remember if we covered this in the part that wasn't lost. This was Kickstarter exclusive, and there's no plans for this to come to store. Correct?
I don't know. I'm
Okay.
not sure. I don't know. I think they're just finishing up distribution now,
Okay.
and they it didn't say it was just Kickstarter, so I don't know what
Okay.
the overall plan is.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I haven't read either way if it's not or if it is. So
Okay. Well, do you want to dive a little bit into Krampus then?
yeah, so Krampus for us was really cool because we've only played season 1 of Dice Roll and the Marvel so far. So he has a really cool mechanic called companions, which in season 2 I think they dive into a bit more of that with other characters, so we haven't seen it yet. This is the first time we've encountered it. Um and they're just little companions he kind of draws, and they each have their own power on activation. So the one character is like a worm doll, and you perform an additional roll attempt. The other one's like a little vampire doll, which when you attack, he modifies +2 damage, and then you get to heal 2. He has a little like sergeant doll that makes your attack undefendable. The one guy inflicts 2 coal and adds damage. The one character adds 3 damage, and then the one character gives you 3 blocking extra defense.
Mhm.
How to get those is through basic card play. There's cards that let you just draw rejects. You can only have 2 rejects at a time. And then the other way to do it is through one of his other status effects called gifts, where it's during your main phase, you can spend these tokens to draw a card from the reject pile. And it's just like a little Christmas present token.
Mhm.
And again, he gets that various ways through rolling the dice, through I think his defense, and then through card management. And then his other status effect, which I think is really weak on its own, is the coal status effect. So the coal status effect has a limit of 4. You can only put 4 in another player. And then the next time a player with 4 of these would gain combat points, they had to remove all the coal and they reduce the amount by 1. So if
Mhm.
you play a card, let's say that gives you 3 CP, you'd only be getting like 2 CP.
Mhm.
Like it on its own, it's really weak, but he has cards in his deck that attack you for how many coal you have, and the coal does like different mitigations, but it's very luck dependent. I think that's his weakest aspect is the coal. Like I don't use it a lot if I don't have to. It's not my focus for him. And
Right.
I think it's a really weak like status effect.
Okay.
Like in the
I don't
game. I
really
think it's one of the weakest in all of Dice Throne, honestly.
To be honest, I don't really remember.
I
Uh,
didn't utilize against you. I didn't
yeah.
focus on it.
To be fair, that was like 2 weeks ago, and
Yeah.
so much has happened. And I was only paying attention to mine because it's a new board for me.
hmm
Not normally, we have the time to play it multiple times, but yeah, no, I mean, it's just the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, I was throwing coal on you, and then I was using uh he has a card that does damage for each coal. And I was doing that more than removing your CP because Santa's not a character that really utilizes combat points that much.
Yeah, not really. There was I don't, there was a couple cards that helped, but it was
hmm
mainly just the rolls, his rolls are devastating because there's a lot of high damage attacks, and
hmm
I don't remember you having cards that could negate that at all. There's one that's like an undefendable attack, and then each time you're attacking, you're also gaining combat points or you're gaining status effect tokens that can really hurt you in the end. So he's very beneficial to like attacking. Like if you were attack and then you get a bunch of eggnogs, then you can heal. If
Mm-hmm.
you roll the correct way, like you said, he's a healer. So I found him very unique and in terms of not you know what I take that back. Not necessarily unique, maybe unique compared to Krampus.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of like his overall, I felt maybe the uniqueness was that there was damage plus so many status effect tokens compared to all the other games of Dice Throne we've ever played. Like I feel like he gives a lot, and I mean he is Santa and he's always giving
Mm-hmm.
gifts, so he's giving gifts to you as the roller. I guess
Yeah.
is the way to look at it, and beating the crap out of Krampus.
Yeah. Santa has, like I said, he kind of really laid it on with all those status effects. Where Krampus, uh, he handles with the rejects really well, but even the rejects are luck of the draw. So it's like if I need the
Mm-hmm.
vampire reject to heal, I have to go through that deck to get to him, with only being able to utilize two at a time. And then their activation is situational in itself, where it's like, oh, I don't want to use this guy right now to try to get the healing one because I don't need to do this right now. So
Mm-hmm.
I think I enjoy Krampus because I love the lore of Krampus, but I think overall in this box he's kind of weak for
Yeah.
me, in my opinion. I'm curious what other people would think or how other people play him. They might think the Cole is a really good mechanic. I don't know because I haven't, in all the games I played with him, barely have utilized it.
Right. And and I'd be curious to see how he compared to like how he would do in like a battle against Doctor Strange, the
Mm-hmm.
Barbarian, or the Thief, or the Elf, or whatever. Where Santa reminds me a lot of, I think Santa reminds me a lot of the Elf from the first time we ever played this, and that's what
Okay.
he kind of reminded me of. Um, but I did like Santa a lot. And the more I kind of think back to when we played and mechanics of them, I think I actually would pull them out. However, it's like that specific theming that in the middle of May, I don't know if I want to pull out Santa when I'm playing
See, I
Dice
would.
Throne. But the
I
fact that
still
like
would.
it's Santa, it's still cool. Maybe it's just me, but also I'm obsessed with the Marvel one, so
Yeah.
maybe that's why. But overall, once again, they killed it with the theming. The artwork is incredible. Each square or card level on the board looks great. The figures of Santa and Krampus both look great.
The dice, the
Um,
special dice,
the dice, of course,
little
are
like textured kind
fantastic.
of to them.
And then even like the areas where they don't have to go hard, they do. Like the combat points dial.
Dials,
And
yep.
for Santa is awesome. There's a reindeer with a shadow of a reindeer behind him. It just looks awesome. It looks
Yeah.
incredible. So highly detailed and intricate and on theme.
And then the Kickstarter itself was a well-oiled machine. Like when did it
And
drop? Like
and
it dropped
affordable.
in July. I
Yeah.
backed in and we got it in what, end of October? Like they said by December. I think I got it at the end of October, beginning of November. It
Yeah,
came earlier than I thought.
you've had it for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, so incredible.
Um
Roxley knocked it out of the park. I think the production
it's,
once again is fantastic.
like
Um
it's like we love them or something.
I do. I do. I think the Kickstarter itself, like the whole process was easy to understand. It was, we knew we were getting, the prices never changed. It was what it was. I think they did a great job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I would recommend if this does
If
come
you
to
can get
retail,
it and you can get
yeah.
it in store, absolutely worth adding to the collection.
Yeah, I think if it comes to retail and you're able to pick it up, why not? At this point, if
Yeah.
you have played Dice Throne, you know what you're getting, and more is good. Like it's not a bad thing to have more variety. Like I said, I think whenever I talk about this game, I tell people that's my number one negative is I want it all. Like I still have season 2 to get a hold of, which I will eventually.
At Roxley Games, if you're listening.
Yeah, yeah, Roxley, send them on over. But that's it. I think it's a fantastic set. I think the theme is well done. Art, everything as always. You know what you're getting.
Yeah. Now, in terms of Kickstarters, they're pretty reliable. and tell the truth, right?
I know where this is going. So, yeah, so the Roxley Kickstarter,
Oh,
fantastic.
so obviously gets our Gateway Gamer stamp of approval, but
Yeah.
as you were saying, Brian,
So I just got some news that I passed on RP. Simon Spidmaster first yesterday, I believe, they announced that the expansions for Marvel United are coming to retail.
not
Not
all,
all of them, but the
but
ones that were not Kickstarter exclusive.
one that could have saved Preston probably $200 because the Deadpool one is coming,
Yeah.
and he only got the Marvel United because of the Deadpool box.
Yeah. I'm sure it's all shrink wrap still.
Yeah. Shout out, Preston. We love you.
Yeah. So when the first Kickstarter of Marvel United came out, there was 3 boxes that were exclusive to Kickstarter. It was like the Thanos one, I think Sinister Six, and then maybe another one. And then each box set came with an exclusive figure you were only get through the Kickstarter. I did not go in on all in on that one because they originally said the boxes were coming to retail. All of them that weren't Kickstarter exclusive. So I ordered all the Kickstarter exclusive ones and got everything in that wave. A year later, there was no word of any of them coming to retail. Not like nothing was happening. And then they announced the X-Men United Kickstarter. And right in the beginning, I thought I read that all the expansions from the first Kickstarter weren't coming to retail anymore, except for Spider-Man. So yesterday they announced that all the ones that weren't Kickstarter exclusive are coming to retail now. I don't know what retail, if that means just through their website, or if we're going to see them in Target and Amazon and all. I don't know the details, but it is kind of annoying because the second wave during the X-Men, all the ones from the first wave were more expensive. Because I think they were like $19.99 a piece during the first wave. And then the second wave, they were $30 a piece. So you rushed and got the Guardian set, and I ordered Thor because I thought I wasn't going to be able to get them. So this announcement is just like a little bit annoying. It's more slap in the face from CMON because they already jacked their prices up for the Marvel Zombies thing, which I didn't order in, thank God. And now they're doing the shady stuff where it's just like, I don't know. But and then I thought I was being gaslit. I hate to use that term, but I'm on the Facebook page and some guy was like, "Oh man, I thought they weren't coming to retail." And all these people started attacking them. And we're like, "They never said that, da da da." And I'm like, I'm pretty sure they did. Like I jumped in. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I read they did except for Spider-Man. Now I'm getting attacked. They never said that. And luckily someone found like a Board Game Geek thread that said the same thing. Or I was like, all right, thank God I wasn't losing my mind.
No, because I remember when you first signed up for it that they said that this was like you told me like, oh, I got to back it because there's no chance. And same thing with like the X-Men. It was the same thing.
Yeah, so that's whatever. That's more nonsense. But they also announced today that there's probably a Wave 3 coming. They're teasing for a Marvel United Wave 3.
Yeah, they said something about Kate Bishop and
Ironheart. It was like they made it look like some email from a fan.
Yeah.
But they mentioned like Blackheart and some other characters.
Which they already had. Isn't Riri Williams in the one of the boxes that you have?
I don't think so.
Or no? Okay, so she would be one. What about Kate Bishop? No?
Nah, I don't know. Actually, I think she is.
I thought she was, but if not, maybe they could do a West Coast Avengers box.
Yeah, actually, now that you say it, I feel like Kate Bishop was, but she might not be. Yeah, look it up. But so we kind of talked about some ideas of who they could have, and you kind of mentioned them doing like a Marvel Zombies box, which could be really cool. I said a giant Galactus figure. No, there's no Kate Bishop.
No Kate Bishop. Galactus figure would be sweet.
Yeah, a giant Galactus would be cool.
The Surfer in one of the boxes.
Server's a Fantastic Four.
Box.
Yeah, which is a Kickstarter exclusive. That's not coming to retail.
Yes, that's one that I would buy. Because mainly because of the scrolls, so freaking cool. But I said to you, Marvel Zombies. I said I doubt they would do Eternals, but they could with maybe
I think
a
Eternals is a good possibility just because it is a movie. So it has
yeah.
some
I
notability.
thought maybe Werewolf by Night because they could do like Werewolf by Night, Bloodstone, Man Thing,
Man thing. I think also
like cool
Bloodstone is a
figures
character.
that you already have.
I think so. Because
Okay,
I remember being like,
but
why is she around? Yeah,
other
that
than
guy.
that, I don't know what else they could do that would make people like pop. And Marvel Zombies would be the only thing.
Yeah, Marvel Zombies. I said Inhumans, a bunch of Inhumans in
Yeah,
there, Black Bolt and all.
Inhumans. Yes. Yeah,
They
yeah.
could do
Black
like
Bolt.
what if.
Actually, I would probably pop a little bit for a Black Bolt figure. I think that'd
Yeah,
be
I think
pretty cool.
maybe some what if type characters.
Yeah, like Captain Carter and
Yeah.
all that fun stuff. I'm Mordo is still a villain they haven't done. They haven't done a
Mm-hmm.
lot too much with the sorcerers. So that's always an avenue. I don't know what's like really popular right now in the Marvel universe across all board. Like Marvel Zombies is like the thing that I think is like the most
Yeah,
popular.
I think what did we say? We said Marvel Zombies. I said
I said Marvel
Inhumans.
Zombies, Eternals, and Werewolf by Night
More
possibilities.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, they could do like a whole box on Spider Man.
There was something else you said that was
Well, Marvel Zombies. When I said that, you're like, yeah, that's it. That's like exactly what I
yeah,
said.
yeah, Marvel Zombies was the 100%
Yeah,
gonna be a
that's gotta
box.
be.
But other than
That's
that,
the
I'm not even looking at it. I don't care. I'm a little bit burned by Simon.
yeah.
Unless
I can see that because you put all this money out front. Granted, it was 3 years in advance, and there's some stuff that you have, like the Thanos box you can't get that you have is
yeah.
not coming to retail yet. But
Yeah,
I get it.
I'm not completely butthurt because I'm happy that people can get these expansions because we've talked about what a great game it is. I'm just it's just like be honest. Like just I don't like
Mhm.
being swindled in a way
And
because
but also I agree. Sorry to cut you off, but
yeah,
I agree. The way that this community is, if you tell people, hey, these are coming to retail, but you can get them 3 years in advance with Kickstarter, people are 100% going to still back your Kickstarters
yeah,
and then have like just small figures like Kickstarter exclusive. And that's what people want. That's why
yeah.
people do this stuff.
Yeah, but the fact that like unless the Thor box is still $30, it's the fact that it was $10 more
The
and they
second
were
time
like,
around.
well, it's the only way to get it. And
That's
now
true.
it's coming to retail.
And if it's on Amazon, it'll eventually drop
Oh, it'll be
price.
like $10
Like I
eventually.
bought that 2 pack just to get the Spider Man,
Hmm.
and that's already dropped like $15 in price
Yeah, I
since
think
I
I looked
bought
the
it.
other
It was
day and
like
it was $16.
yeah for 2 boxes and
Yeah.
Doctor Strange. It's insane, absolutely insane.
So that's just I don't
That's
know,
just
just
some.
Simon. I it's
That's
just
Simon being scummy and not.
they're not giving themselves a great track record with Kickstarters. I mean, it'll still make $8 million,
Yeah, don't make money
but
hand over fist for sure.
yeah, it'll just I don't know. It makes me hesitant to look into it.
I 100% agree, buddy.
And plus, I have more characters than I think I've ever played.
That's why I
I
said
mean,
I might look into it and see
I'll
if
let
there's
you
something
back this
that.
one.
Yeah, but if there's something that really catches my eye, I don't play it enough. In the moment it sounds cool. That's great. Like I bet I even when I bought the Dice Throne, I haven't played a game since the last time we hung out.
Yeah,
Mainly because my wife,
yeah,
um,
always.
but we got a weekend coming up soon, and I want to play. We'll play a bunch of games. We'll play the Harry Potter deck builder. It'll be good.
Yep. And yeah, and I'm done school for a while, so I'll be getting more games in for sure.
Amen.
Yep, pumped.
And
Um,
gearing up for the holiday season too. So
yep.
all good.
Yeah, I hope this I hope we had as much enthusiasm at this version as we did in the Lost version.
and yeah, I'm sure
We have
I'm
more
sure we have
news at the
more
end, that's
now.
for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I hope everybody. Do you have anything else before we go?
No, that was kind of it. I mean, again, Dice Throne fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Simon bad,
Simon bad,
but
Navi
still
good.
but still
Uh,
support them because they
go
make good
see
games. They just don't have great Kickstarter. That's about it.
Simon bad. The Navi good. Go
Yeah.
see Avatar this weekend. I will see it after Christmas, so I'm not
Hmm.
seeing it anytime soon.
Get that official
Actually,
review next time.
Audra and I might go see it Saturday. Actually, because I'm kind of feeling the urge to go and join my people, my Navi.
shaking my head. I know you can't say it because it's audio, but I'm shaking my head
I
at
don't
you.
know. I rewatched it, and my review was half a star higher than the original time I watched it 10 years ago.
Maybe I'll rewatch it again, but
yeah. What do you mean you haven't rewatched it with the amount of times your wife has watched it?
no, it's every time it's on TV and it's on. She goes, "Oh, I love this movie," and then she watches it for 10 minutes and chases the channel. Oh, I love this movie. Click.
I said so. Since the last time we spoke, I haven't really talked to you about it. We rewatched it in like a TV show. We watched it in like hour 45-minute segments
in chunks.
First hour, awful, totally boring, huge snooze fest. Second hour, I loved the second hour. It was because it was all about Pandora.
What about the third hour?
It was fine.
And then the fourth hour? What about the fourth hour?
No. There was no. We didn't watch the director's cut. We just watched the original. The second hour was awesome. That's why I love the theme park, is because it's like so cool. Pandora is cool. It's very cool. The avatars are like whatever, but the creatures in the land, the lay of the land, I find very cool. I think it's very sci-fi, like futuristic.
And James Cameron does action well.
Yeah,
that's one thing I always give him. It's very smooth. Like you could tell what's happening. It's not like Transformers, Michael Bay, where there's too much going on. Like he minimizes the action. You know who the bad guy is, who the good guy is, what's happening. I'll give him that.
And he's known for that, and that's why I liked about the third hour. Is he's got a great eye for action. Real quick, apparently he said in like an interview that he slowed down he changed the frame rates. I don't know if slow down is the correct term, but changed the frame rates in his action scenes so that you could better see what was actually going on. And I'm like, that's awesome. Good for him. And then he said some arrogant shit after, probably.
Yep, a man of the people, man of the times.
Yeah. Sorry, I cursed. It's in there.
That's fine. I have to edit that out. I can't count on Audra to edit this one.
But thank you guys for listening, as always. And if you bought merch, thank you. It really, really helps. And we hope you have a fantastic holiday, whatever you celebrate.
Yeah, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. It's all within the next couple of weeks. So
Krampus,
celebrate with your family. We love you. We love what we're doing. And that's about it.
Yep, that's all I got.
Yeah, rate, follow, subscribe, like, buy a tee, buy a shirt, buy a hat.
Yep. And then on Christmas Day, as always, previously recorded, it's coming to you live all day long. We are doing our live podcast stream of the Hallmark movie, as we do every year. So be sure to tune in to previously recorded on Christmas Day, where you can find all you need in a podcast form, aside from us.
All right.
In terms of the movie. All right. Well, we love you all.
Yep.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Mama told me not to. I did anyway, misbehaving.
Daddy said don't, but I said I'm gonna misbehaving.
Eyes on the windowsill, swimming in the creek.
Catching crawdads and playing with a stick.
I wore lipstick.
And I got caught shaving.
Just two little country kids outside misbehaving. Teacher said don't, but I said it anyway, misbehaving.
Preacher said no, if you do, you're gonna pay misbehaving.
Kicking and spitting and cussing out loud.
Running through the house with a pickle in my mouth.
Playing in the street, look at me outside waving. Just two little kids out there misbehaving. We thought we was just messing around till we met that man in the thorny crown. Taught us that tricks and mischief leads to Satan. So from now on, there's no misbehaving. Mama, won't you look how I've been good, now I'm behaving.
Daddy, won't you listen, don't go missing, I'm behaving.
Comb my hair and I brush my teeth.
I make my bed and I eat my greens.
I wash my hands to keep away from Satan.
So no more tricks and no more misbehaving.
No more tricks and no more misbehaving.